All right, welcome back to another episode of the 2021 MLB Draft Show. Tonight we are joined by a sweet swinging lefty out of Sam Houston State. Outfielder Colton Cowser is joining the show, and as well as my co-host Ian. But that's neither here nor there. Colton, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate y'all having me.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Glad to have you. I just want to jump right in and start with this, but I just want to ask you kind of the same question I've led off with everybody so far as we've done this. But I just want to ask you about your 2020. Just talk to me about how your year's been, like what the shutdown has been for you, how it's been for you, what you did to stay ready. Like, just talk to me a little bit how your year's went.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. 2020 started out like any normal year. Like, everyone was expecting to, have a good year, good season. I think our team was, working on some things. We were definitely, starting to turn the corner. And then, of course, all this stuff happened. I think we got put into a bunch of uncharted territory on, what was going to happen next. And, I think that the immediate mindset turned into like, what can – we do as a team or just as individuals do to, get better, at our craft. And so, it's definitely been an interesting year, ended up not playing any summer ball, ended up just working out, getting bigger, faster, stronger, and doing some live at-bats with a good group of guys, some of my high school buddies, and which now play college baseball. So a couple of pro guys as well. So, just trying to make the most out of it. I think that was the biggest thing to do in 2020. But everyone's been healthy in my family, so we're very fortunate there. So yeah.
Good. Obviously, health is number one. This has been a challenging year, but the light is at the end of the tunnel for sure. Speaking of those high school teammates, it was brought to my attention that you played a little ball with Maddin out of Texas.
I did. Still, really close friends with him right now. We're working out pretty much the whole quarantine and over whole break, and we're actually working out now together as well.
So, are you getting live at bats from Ty? Are you one of the few in the country that has to see 98?
That was, he's kind of the one who actually set up the live at bats over the whole break and whole summer because he wanted to get some of his innings in. Throwing on every Friday like he's supposed to do this year. And so, I was fortunate enough to, face him along with a bunch of other great arms. And, that was kind of the work that I got in over to do over the summer. But, yeah, he was doing pretty hard. So,
Well, let's jump back a little bit into your freshman season a little bit. Everybody knows your bat-to-ball skills are pretty top-notch, but you came out and really showed some advanced power in your freshman year. And I want to know what you're doing to grow on that, what you can do to build on your 21 season now, and what you can do to show more power going forward.
I think that it was something, came in as a freshman, and, I always felt like I kind of had the body type to produce a little bit of power numbers. Came in, Coach Deggs, he tweaked with a couple things, tried to give me a leg kick at first, and, that ended up having a little bit too many moving body parts. How about that? So I ended up just kind of standing up a little bit taller and then, striding out. And I think that was kind of what helped me kind of tap into a little bit of power my freshman year. I think over time, this past 2 years, since my freshman year, I think that, I've gotten bigger and, more explosive. And I think that the power is kind of taken off from there. But I think just the biggest thing for me is, just keeping that consistency with the swing, and then the power is going to take care of itself. That's something that I'm truly believing in right now.
Colton, I want to ask you, and this is with all due respect to Sam Houston State because it's an excellent program. But playing on a high school ball team with Ty Maddin, you are going to get a lot of looks. There's going to be scouts. There's going to be programs that are at all of your games. You're a good runner. You've got good pop. You've got a lot of range in the outfield. I'm wondering how you ended up at Sam Houston State over any number of schools.
Yeah, so I didn't I wasn't very highly recruited in high school. I was kind of a late bloomer, I guess you could say. I could always kind of hit a little bit, but I think what really kind of started to take off was as I matured and got a little bit bigger, I think some of the tools started to come a little bit come together. As I got older and senior and junior year. But, when it came to recruiting, I didn't really never was recruited by anyone. I got one phone call from another school. But Sam Houston, I went up to a camp with one of my travel ball coaches. They expressed some interest, and I really liked what the coaches had to say and what they had to offer. And I felt like it was a great place for me to come in and try to make an immediate impact. And I think that's something that ended up happening. And so that's something that I really wanted to do and was fortunate enough to do. So that was kind of the main logic behind that decision.
Well, since you've got to Sam Houston State, something that's really stood out to me is your growth at center field. You've really grown into your own there as kind of a corner guy in high school. You've really turned into a true center fielder now. Is that something you want to continue to do as a pro, and is that something you'd like to stay at as long as you can in center field?
I'm sorry, we broke up a little bit. What was the question?
I was just asking, since you've been playing more center field since you got to Sam Houston State, is that something you'd like to continue as a pro, and do you feel like your skill set really leads to success in center field?
Yeah, I definitely think that over the past 2 years when I've permanently been in center field, I think that the skill set has dramatically, exponentially increased. I think that, the range has increased. The, arm strength has always been there, and it's definitely improved. But, I definitely think it's a position I'm going to stick to and stay at, especially at the next level, as I get faster and, get better and more consistent in that with those jumps and, those routes. I think that it's definitely going to be a position that I stick at long term.
I want to talk a little bit about your style on the field, because for my money, you have a unique presence about you on the diamond. 2 questions. It's a 2-part question. The first part is, tell us a little bit about the origins of your stance, because it's very 90s, if you will, a little crouched over, a little open, a little cut off at the top there, a lot of bat to ball. So talk to us a little bit about how that's developed into what it is. And then kind of on the flip side of that, can you or have you modeled your game, or do you kind of see yourself in another big leaguer that's currently playing, kind of a comparison, if you will, a model?
Yeah. So, I definitely, the swing is something that it's kind of always been the same for me growing up. I've always kind of had the same little open stance. Recently started standing up a little bit taller, but I just try to keep it simple. That's my mindset. I think that, baseball is already hard enough, and the more moving parts you have, the harder it can be sometimes. So that's kind of been my mindset. And that's kind of what I've done my whole life, and I've still kind of stuck to it. But, modeling my game after someone, one person that I've always been intrigued by, especially as of late, is, Yelich, just because we kind of have the similar body builds. And, I think it's really interesting how he's able to generate so much explosiveness and, power with his size and his frame. That's something that I've looked at, I've kind of looked into a little bit.
Well, something we ask pretty much everybody on the show now, because it's a big part of me and Joe's life now, is the data part of things, where it's came, what it's taking the game to right now. I just want to know if that's something that you really take advantage of now. No, it's a pretty widely available option now, Blast or TrackMan, Rapsoda, something like that. Is that something you really take advantage of now?
So I've actually haven't really had the opportunity to use some of those things. I've used a little bit of the Blast Motion. We have a couple of those at school, but I've never really looked into it and started to analyze it into analyze it any further than what it's just kind of telling me. But it's definitely something that I'm open to. I've never used it, so I definitely think that I could take some of those things and start using some of those things.
That's a good answer. How about talking to the fans of wherever you end up a year from now, whatever organization ends up with Colton Cowser? Talk to those organizations now. Talk to those fans now, and give them an idea of who Colton Cowser is as a baseball player, and then the other side of that is just as a human being. What kind of guy is coming into that organization?
I think as a ball player, I think that I'm someone who's who has a lot of projectability left. I think that I'm at a very good spot right now, but I think that I'm going to be able to grow into a whole nother level. I think that I have a whole lot to grow into, and that's something that I'm looking forward to, and I think a lot of other people should be looking forward to as well. And as a human being, I was raised really well from both my parents. I've been working hard. That's something that I'm going to do, and I do with no matter what I'm up to, whether it's baseball or just competing with my brother. That's just something that I've always done. I'm very competitive by nature. So yeah, that's kind of who I am as a human, and but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, that's all the baseball questions I have for you tonight, Colton. I know Joe's got something crazy for you waiting for the end. I can just see by the smirk on his face. But other than that, I think this has been a pretty great interview here.
Yeah, Colton, you're I mean, I'm not gonna. Everything that you said really checks out. I think nobody really knows yet what your ceiling is. It's so high with the body and everything that comes along with your projectability. I think everyone's just excited to see where you go a year or two from now. But I mean, I'll throw you a good one. We have yet to have Ty Maddin on the show, but it's on the itinerary. It's on the agenda, and it sounds like you guys have a good friendship. So this is one that we've been doing for a while. I want to know what's Ty Maddin's worst habit?
Worst habit? Oh wow.
Off guard there.
Wow. Okay. I think this one's, it kind of happened this morning. Oh, I don't know. Wow. Hold on. This one's I'm gonna have to think about this one. Worst habit. I've known him since we were like 8th grade. Doesn't chew his fingernails or anything like that.
Colton, you need to know that when he comes on the show,
I know.
He's gonna have something in the barrel.
Oh, I should have had him just come on with me.
Yeah, seriously.
Worst habit. He's always giving me a hard time about, I would say, he's just always trying to lift the most weight in the weight room, but that's just his nature. That's not really a bad habit. That's a good habit. I don't really have a bad habit, to be honest.
How about this? Is there anything he's bad at? Anything that you can kick his butt at?
Oh yeah. Oh, ping pong. He's not gonna like that one, but I think I beat him in ping pong all the time. But we did in high school.
I know the competitiveness in pitchers of ping pong. So
dude, it's ping pong is the thing, man.
Ping pong.
You're gonna bring it up with him, and he's gonna say that's complete bull. But that's what I'm gonna say there. But I definitely think I'm a better basketball player as well. I think I'm a little bit more athletic in some ways, but he's definitely getting better.
Well, hey man, it's been a pleasure. We do apologize for giving Ty the last word when he comes on the show, so I'll have to let you know when that comes. But hey man, it's been a pleasure. We really enjoyed having you on the show. We're rooting for you here moving forward, and can't wait to see what happens next July.
I appreciate it, guys. I had a great time. Thanks for allowing me to come on. And I'm looking forward to see what Ty says. Ty's gonna, I already know he's gonna say something smart. So,
all right, man.
Appreciate it, Colton, man. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you all.